don't glamorize TikTok shop. Being an influencer, being a creative through brands, and using TikTok shop to promote those brands. And I'm going to tell you why. So I've been a product reviewer for Amazon for 4 years, and I've been on the TikTok shop as an influencer or affiliate or whatever you want to call it, and promoting brands through that platform for the last 3 years, essentially since 2023, right before it even launched, and they started calling it TikTok shop and all this other stuff. Before there was any rules, regulations, anything. It was a part of the TikTok One program, it's called now, which back then it was called TikTok Creator Connections, I think it was. TikTok Creator Connections. They had Discord groups on it. It was a huge community. And it actually functioned really well. It's a part of the ads network, and it branched off to be its own thing. And so through all of those stages and being a part of all of it, even knowing the difference between TikTok Shop and Amazon influencing, I don't want you to glamorize TikTok Shop, because I know with everything that TikTok is built through their ads program, where you create ads for brands, especially for like the apps, for TikTok's own brand, they have like awards if you like make so many videos for their live streaming, or for their other like paid programs that have creators like essentially spend their time making content for, like their artist program where you're lip syncing to artists' songs, or you're making a couple second video for a particular brand's needs to promote their app, or whatever it is. There's so many ways to monetize on TikTok, right? But with each system, even TikTok Go, that's a big one now, they're pushing now. There's always something that was done before that they tried. So there was even TikTok services, there's TikTok, what is the other one? TikTok services, TikTok series, which is like their course series, or TikTok coaching. There's a lot, okay? And there's a lot that you probably don't even see because you're not at the level I am with followers, with views, and just the longevity of my account and what I've done here through TikTok. So which each system that I've already been part of and made money with on TikTok, or been invited to like beta test, right? There's always a level where there's some type of community, there's some webinars, there's some like incentives on the TikTok app that you have to essentially log into or go through another like link to get to on the TikTok app that there's no even link, right, for. That's how new it is. That's always like great at the beginning. And you're like, I'm making money. This is good. I could do this and add it on to my additional income, or make this my full-time thing. And it always comes like 6 months to a year later, they change the rules. And a lot of times people that were living off this money for a year or 2 years, they can't do it anymore, and they have to totally shut down their account. They have to, totally pivot. They have to go find something else to do entirely. You cannot essentially depend on TikTok to pay you like a job. And so for me, even though, yes, it's very frustrating, even as a business owner, I use TikTok, even though I'm an influencer here, right? I have my main account, which you're probably watching this on, Amina K, I have on all social medias. So I don't rely on TikTok per se for just my channel, okay? I have Amina K throughout everything I've done. It's a brand that I have built, a personal brand that I have built. So no matter what, I can have multiple pages promoting the Amina K brand, which is myself, and do different things on it. I can pivot to different niches. I can promote different things. I can have a different link. And that's how you have to treat it. You have to treat it like advertisement that's working. And at one time, the advertisement not work anymore. Something in the news might shift, something in the system might shift, something that you have to shift because something in your life has shifted. But it always happens. And I don't want to say be prepared for it, but you have to be prepared for it in a way that don't say like, okay, well, I rely on this money and that's all and everything. You always have to have something that you're going to be building on top of it, right? Something next. So you can be like, hey, I'm making, $4,000 off of this one program on TikTok. Well, how are you monetizing that same thing, that same content, that same brand on other platforms, on your own websites, through articles, through press releases, through collaborations, through your own team system, through your own Discord or your own Telegram or your own WhatsApp. You always have to think of what's next and what's more, what's something else I can be building on with this. And you're just going to have to find the time, because it has always worked like this on TikTok, and not only on TikTok, but also on every other social media platform, and technically in every industry. I've been a business owner, my own private, like a self-employed person, my whole adult life. So since 2000. So going on 26 years almost now. But my parents always were business owners too. So I got to see, even growing up, I've been entrepreneur family my whole life. My grandparents were entrepreneurs, and all different businesses deal with the same thing. There's always a great time, and then there's always a downtime. And instead of like calling it a day, wrapping it up, going to work for somebody else, they never had that option. These businesses were around for like 40 something years, 50 years. For myself, 25 years, and there's always like something you have to pivot. Sure, sometimes you have to close down a business, sometimes you have to rename it, sometimes you have to focus your services on something else that's working a little bit better. And that just comes with the game of entrepreneurship. And some people do stick it out and essentially stay in the business even when it's down, even when they want to still do the same things they were doing and just make life adjustments. Okay. And that's totally valid too. Take on bigger loans, take on partners, but just know this is a business and you have to really treat it that way.